everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog, which is sponsored by Copart. And today I want to talk to you about the used car auction, which kicks off this Saturday, the 16th of January. Now at that auction, you have the opportunity to buy Copart graded vehicles and ungraded vehicles. So the graded vehicles have been through a 50-point check by Copart expert graders, and there is 1 to 4 grades of vehicles that you can choose from. And of course, the ungraded cars are vehicles that have your standard wear and tear, but they are used vehicles. So now I'm going to show you how to get to the graded vehicles and also how to find the used car auction. And of course, this is a regular feature now. Copart do this monthly, so every month you can look forward to a selection of high quality cars that have either been graded or are used cars for you to buy at auction. So let me show you how to get to the auction and also how to find the graded cars. Right, so how do we get to the graded cars and also how do we find the auction? Well, the way we do that is from the main start or home page. So on the home page, if we're going to find the used car auctions, we need to go to the calendar. So from here, if you click on auctions and then go to auction calendar, and then you'll see the auction dates for this Saturday. Click on used cars, and then you'll see listed all the vehicles that are available in this Saturday's used car sale. Now if you want to find the graded cars, again go back to the home page. This time click on find vehicles, go to vehicle finder, scroll down the page until you come to graded vehicles, which is here, and then here you'll see the different grade vehicles at your disposal. You can click on these directly to get to the graded vehicle that you want to browse. So click on the vehicle grading page, and then you get a description of what these cars go through in terms of their check-in. So you can see that they get a 50-point rigorous inspection by and then Copart have about 70 qualified AQP engineers. So these guys, they know what they're looking for, and this is their day job. And there's some information about the process that they go through in terms of getting the pictures and obviously the inspection, so that you can gain some confidence that the people who are doing this are doing so to represent the car in as factual and as honest as can be. Now, the grading system here gives you a description of what each of the grade standards that Copart have set, and then you can then go to the vehicle list directly. So if I click on that, it takes me to all of the cars that are grade 5. Now if we just go back and just get a very brief description of what those different grades are, you can see grade 1 cars. These are cars that have been assessed to have minor defects that require smart repairs, such as minor trips, dents, scratches, and or require minor replacement parts, right up to grade 5s, which is grade 4 observations, plus the vehicle may have sustained impact damage and the replacement of up to a maximum of 2 structural panels that may be required. So that's damage on the panels, and Copart grade those as 5. So this grading description really gives you a good basis for looking at the car and taking it further in terms of your investing in that vehicle. So that's a grading system. Let's take a look at the auction that's coming up this Saturday and pick out a few cars that have just struck my interest. Now the monthly auctions feature some of the best used cars that have been hand-picked and selected to go to auction from Copart. These cars have been selected and sourced from top sellers, and they also sell used cars during the week, so you don't have to wait until the weekend used car auctions to find quality cars as well. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the cars that are coming up in this weekend sale. So click on the used vehicle list, and now we have our list coming up before us. So these are all the vehicles, and as you can see, this Saturday we've got 352 vehicles that will come up for auction. Now what I like to do is I like to organize my vehicles into brands. So the best way to do that is if you click on the make, and it will put them in alphabetical order. So we've got our Alfa Romeos right through to Audis. And of course, if you're looking for Volkswagen, then do it, click it again, and it will list it alphabetically, but this time backwards. Then you can take a look at the vehicles that you want. Now, you may want to be looking for a newer vehicle. You're not really fussed on a brand. If you wanted to do it that way, then click on the years, and then you will then get the years of all the vehicles from new right down to the old, or of course you can do it the other way around. But if you want a specific search, then come down to this column on the side here, click the manufacturer that you're looking for. So let's click Audi, for instance, and then I can click the year that I want to start from, and it will start from the newest right down. So let's just take a look at some of the vehicles that I've picked out in this list here. So I did see this A5, a 2019 A5. Let's take a look at that and see how this car is looking. So when we look at the pictures, this car is in pretty good condition. It's quite a nice car. It is well presented. TFSI, it's rated as a grade 2. So there's probably some minor scuffs in there, but nothing really that you would worry about, or stuff that you can repair quite quickly. And this car does have a reserve on it. We don't know what the reserve is, but at the moment the current bid is at 9,200. So you kind of get the idea of what you're dealing with. But the pictures that Copart present, these are standard pictures or standard profile. Now there is something new coming along, but that will be revealed at a later date. But at the moment the pictures are taken at using Copart standard profiles, which is just offset an angle so you can get a good view of the vehicle. There are some vehicle information, so additional information on the lot, and it tells us some detailed information that we would probably find handy. So for example, number of former keepers, there's 2 keepers on this vehicle. And that gives you an indication why this car is probably not at a main dealer, because main dealers like to have vehicles with minimal details. Now, unlike buying a salvage car, the V5 is on record. So when you buy this car, you will get the V5 with it. And of course, as a guide, Copart always tell you what the car is worth. Now, it's always best you to check that to ensure, and don't forget that this is just a guide, but it gives you a good indication of what there is. Also, what Copart will do is they will list all the features for the vehicle that the vehicle has. So any optional extras will be in this lineup here, so you can again get some valuable information that you could use to purchase this vehicle. Now remember, the vehicle info that is listed for all the vehicles are a guide. You need to do your own research to be absolutely satisfied what you're buying. So make sure you do additional research to make sure that you make an informed decision when you're buying the vehicle. Now, one thing that you do need to know is that although these are cars, decent cars with minimal damage, not all the vehicles have been through Copart's graded system. So let's take an example of such one. Well, let's take a look at a BMW. Here on the screen we've got a 2014 1 Series BMW, but if you notice, this car has been stripped. So even though the outside looks fine, the inside of the vehicle has got the exhaust, etc., and has been stripped. So there is going to be some work needed to get these vehicles back together. So these vehicles they do exist on the system, but they are there primarily for individuals who may want to have a bit of a project but don't want to go through the process of repairing a damaged car, but just want to perhaps put a vehicle back together that's straight. So these cars do exist. If you want to find just graded cars, if you just want to list graded cars rather than have the whole itinerary of vehicles, the best way to do that is to come to the filter option, go right down to secondary damage, and then what you want to do then is just highlight the cars that you want. So here you've got all 4 grades, so we can just click on all the grades here, and then all the vehicles that are graded 1 to 4 by Copart will be listed for you here to view. So as you can see, you've got all these vehicles. We've got let's have a look. Let's pick just a grade 1. So it says one grade 1 in this list, so we'll untick all of these, and then we can see that one grade 1 is this BMW X3, and as you can see, it says grade 1, and we can see the condition of the vehicle is in pretty good condition. Good. So that's the easiest way for you to be able to find the grades, or the vehicle grades, just by going into the left column on the filter, going to secondary damage, and then highlight the option here. Then you'll see all the graded. As you can see, you can select the ones that you want to view. So finally, just a couple of cars that I found as I was going through the graded options. There's this Mercedes 2019 A200, which is in pretty good nick, really nice vehicle, and this one does have a minor issue with it. It's deadlock, because it says car is deadlocked, so it's going to need some work, but as a result will probably go fairly cheap. And the other one was this Noble 2001 GTO, which is a lovely vehicle, and this car is in really pristine condition. Just got a little bit of wear and tear I saw on the actual material here of the seat, but then this car has been probably used on the track, etc., and has got some battle scars to show for it. But other than that, it's a really nice car if you're into your Nobles. So those are just a couple of cars that I saw coming up in Saturday's auction. So as you can see from that just little preview that we gave you, there's some decent cars that are coming up on the auction this Saturday, and from some decent companies as well as Avis, Motorway, and also Money Barn. Those are some of the suppliers that supply Copart with the stock for those vehicles. So have a good look through those lists, and if you see anything of interest, obviously get yourself down on Saturday online and bid for those vehicles. I will put some links to some of the vehicles that you saw down below, so if you want to go and check them out, please do so. And I'll also put a link below to the grading system if you can't find it on the website. So hopefully you found this useful, and happy bidding, and we will see you on the next one.